That was a good fake.
You are awesome, dude.
He's playing how many Coronas you have open again?
Can I Croizen this broadcast? You guys heard those commercials? Awesome. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. We are back live. Nestor Garza Romero on your right. Emil Soda Popinski Kekabine on your left. Timmy the producer Patterson at the controls. I'm your host, Chris Guzman. We are on to Saturday night, Mashantucket, Connecticut. Super middleweight action. Carl Froch. TKO victory in the 12th round over Jermaine Bad Intentions Taylor. He retains his super middleweight title. Bottom line, if Jermaine Taylor could have stood up for 30 seconds, he'd be the super middleweight
16
champion.
seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't even a full 30 seconds. It was under 20. It was like 16 or 17 seconds.
I think he could have stood up a little bit longer. But
I think he could have.
But he sure would have got hit a bunch more times.
No, he was done. I mean, that was a good stoppage by the ref.
And
he wasn't defending.
Oh, he was so done.
He wasn't defending himself. He was just kind of the only thing that was keeping him up was the fact that Froch was hitting him with the lefts and rights.
And he was kind of leaning against the ropes too. That helped a little bit. If
he'd have hit him with a bunch of rights, he'd have fallen to his left, or vice versa. But he kept hitting him with right and left combinations, which kept standing him up as like a weeble. And I feel bad for Jermaine because
he had the fight won.
As soon as Froch went down, was it the second or third round? As soon as he went down, I'm like, oh man! And then as it went on, I'm like, oh, this is a nightmare.
It's getting away from him.
This is Kelly Pavlik all over. And I told Chris this because I talked to him the very next day, and I said, no, this is Kelly Pavlik all over again.
Yeah, they actually asked him that during the fight, or right after the fight. They asked him about that if he thought that this was reminiscent of Kelly Pavlik. He goes, I really wasn't thinking that. He goes, I knew I had him hurt. I was trying not to get too crazy because I knew he had punching power.
Oh, get crazy.
And
get crazy. You had him hurt. Get crazy.
Yeah, you might as well try knocking him out and finishing him off. But I don't know. I think he deserves a rematch.
Taylor. Hell yes.
I think it was a great fight, and I mean, he was beating him. He just got caught.
Oh no, he had won it. If he could have run away or thrown his arms around his neck and just hung on for a few more seconds, he'd have won the fight. But he got caught.
Yeah,
he got caught big time.
Much like on the undercard, Alan Green caught his man. And,
that was priceless.
And dropped him like I don't even know. I don't want to mess
up. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Dropped him like a bad habit.
There we go. I didn't want to say.
Oh my God.
He didn't have water to stand on or anything. But
no, he'll just let us say the stupid shit from now on. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he dropped him. The first punch was great. It was that right uppercut.
And what I noticed most about Alan Green was something that we noticed very heavily in his last fight, that he was looking at his feet the whole time. That's gone.
Oh yeah,
that is completely gone.
By the way, kids,
one fight.
I never even noticed that he did that until Teddy Atlas told the world.
And then you could not stop.
you couldn't stop watching it because it was like there he goes. He's counting his toes again. 1, 2.
But this time I looked for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was,
well, you have to now.
I was too.
Teddy, you ruined my brain.
I was too. That's exactly what I was looking for. I'm like, okay, he hasn't looked at his feet once, and my wife goes, "What?"
But he didn't do it this time.
Why would he be looking at his feet? I says, ask Teddy Atlas. He's the one that told me the last time.
And he actually picked the winner of the Taylor Froch matchup, and he said he wanted to fight the winner, and obviously he picked Froch, so that's who he wants to fight. I don't know. Alan Green would be a good matchup for him, but I definitely think Jermaine Taylor deserves the rematch before Alan Green gets his shot.
They're talking about Alan Green against Lucien Butte.
Yeah, he was also at ringside.
He was sitting ringside, so
yeah, and he actually yelled down to him, "You're next."
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of joke.
That was a LOL. I don't know if it necessarily meant that fight would end up getting
because I remember standing there by the ropes going, Lucien, and he's going. And I'm like, uh-oh. So he's calling somebody out. Yeah, he's calling somebody out.
Which, if for the hearing impaired at home, I was doing this for belt, not for fat ass.
But Alan Green...
Although that fits too.
Alan Green was getting close to having a chance for his title shot. He lost to Miranda. Then had, obviously, all those medical problems with the colon problem. And ends up coming back now and being able to fight and look pretty good. I mean, he came back last time. He still had the problem with looking at his feet. I I don't understand why he was doing it, but he must have had something in
Was
training
I
camp.
right when I heard that he had lost like 85% of his cold?
How is
Yeah.
this important? How is this important?
The
Well, the guy
important
had
thing
medical
is,
issues.
I guess the important that's what they said,
But
and
he's
the
back. I mean, that's.
Yes.
from a major health problem.
Oh yeah, that's.
And he looked really good in this fight.
Also on the undercard, junior welterweight action, Paulie Malignaggi wins an 8th round unanimous decision.
Why did I not know Paulie Malignaggi was
I did
fighting
not,
this?
because it was not televised, because Malignaggi is fighting in an 8-round fight. I love Paulie Malignaggi. We have had him on 3, 4, 5 times.
He does not belong in the 8-round
What
fight.
is he doing fighting an 8-round fight against a guy that showed up 16-6?
He belongs televised fights. I don't care about
Televised
16.
only. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Put a camera in front of him. Paulie Malignaggi is a damn star. I don't ever want to see him fighting. I don't ever want to see him fighting on an untelevised undercard again.
Yeah.
Just-
what is that?
He has 2 losses
And just the pure
against Ricky Hatton and
Yeah.
against Miguel Cotto.
Yeah.
Okay, get in freaking line. Who hasn't lost against those
yeah,
2 guys?
Yeah, the Hatton and Cotto.
Please.
Well,
and just
Margarito
his
didn't
pure
lose to
excitement of his fighting style. I mean, the head movement that
I
he
love
showed,
his style. He's a boxer. We don't get too many of those.
and with that naked defense. I mean, he's got his hands down, just using his head movement to get around all the punches.
He's
I
like
like-
a little white Roy.
I like the hula skirt.
The hair, he looks like Zoolander.
I mean, he's great.
He's
enjoy watching him
outstanding.
fight.
He's a
I
good
really
friend of
do.
ours.
I can't understand why he was fighting in an 8-round fight untelevised. It just didn't make sense to
Wow.
me. But, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Did not mean to do that. Also, Dominic Gwynn was successful on that undercard in a first-round knockout. Yeah, that went well.
This is going good for you. How'd that work out?
Not
for
so
you?
much. Not so much. 3.
We lost our feed. This was great.
Dominic Gwynn scores a TKO in the first round over Johnny White at heavyweight, obviously, because Dominic Gwynn is a heavyweight. Dominic Gwynn, 31-6 with 21 knockouts. White loses his first fight ever. He showed up 21-0 with 18 knockouts, and Dominic Gwynn beats him.
It must have been a pretty untested record. I don't know exactly what state he comes out of, but
21-0 and loses.
21-0 and lost to Dominic Gwynn. I'm not saying Dominic Gwynn's not a good fighter. I'm saying, who did Johnny White fight?
yeah, usually you can get 20 fights against a bunch of nobodies and build up your record.
Oh, here's a quote from Dan Raphael of ESPN.com. White's 21-0 mark coming into the fight was nothing but smoke and mirrors built against hobos.
Terrific.
Hobos. Nice.
Hobos. Yes, I apologize. I apologize. I don't want to upset any hobos that might be listening.
The hobo community.
The Hobo Coalition Union. Anyway, I apologize for that.
You don't have anybody going, wait a minute, my dad is a homo.
And there we are. This section of your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour brought to you by Three Floyd's Dark Lord.
Wow.
That's why I said hobo. And Saturday night in Bayamon. Saturday night in Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Junior featherweight action. Juan Manuel Lopez. TKO victory in the 9th round over Jerry Penalosa. He retains his junior featherweight championship of the
Penalosa
world.
didn't come out. He didn't come out. That's what it was. It wasn't.
That's cool.
It wasn't.
You don't have to wait for me to finish my damn line.
No, because I couldn't remember because I didn't think it was a knockout. Freddie Roach stopped the fight.
Freddie Roach jumped in and stopped it.
Yeah,
You're right.
Panalosa was getting beat. I mean, beat bad.
I can't speak intelligently on this fight, which has never stopped me before.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a fight I didn't
No,
watch. But
he was getting thoroughly pummeled. Lopez was really beating
enough
him.
to talk.
But Panalosa wouldn't go down. He just kept fighting. And Freddie Roach told him, look, if you're not going to defend yourself, I'm stopping it after this round. And Panalosa went out and did the same thing. I mean, he threw some punches, but Lopez was just knocking him around. And Freddie Roach said, we're done. I'm stopping it. And he goes, okay. Panalosa said, okay. And Freddie Roach turned around to the official and said, we're done. Stop it.
Very good. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back. This is your Bolo Punch. We'll be right back.
Insurance is a 4-generation insurance family serving Indiana families for over